Hey everyone, how's it going? I am King George, Rainbow Six Invitational winner, ex-pro player. Now I stream on Twitch every day, and you can check below in the description for my Twitch channel, socials, sponsors, and I even have an in-game Rainbow Six charm you can get for free. But yeah, if you can, watch the whole video through, like, subscribe. If you comment, I'll do my best to respond. I've been trying to respond to literally every single comment, basically, as best I can in all these videos. And before we dive into the topic of this video, I know that the title is that console probably should never exist in Rainbow Six, but this is not to come off in a bad way as, hating on console or, something like that. I've played on console, I still do sometimes. Not for Rainbow Six, but, you get the idea. And at the end of the day, listen, it's a video game. You should play on whatever platform that you like. No one is better or worse for playing on a certain platform. It's all for fun. Each platform has its different pros and cons, right? So, yeah. So let's kind of dive into the video now and kind of get into the argument of all this. So the reason this video kind of came up for me personally recently was I've had a lot of people lately pretty much commenting on how, well, there should be a console pro league. There was before. What happened to it? Console player base is the largest, right? And from what we know, yeah, I mean, the last that I heard, at least, console was like 80% something percent of the player base, with like PlayStation, I think, being over half, Xbox being like about 30 something percent roughly, and PC being all the way down there at the bottom. So, why is the smallest player base where Pro League is held? A lot of people actually kind of don't know the history of Pro League, and that originally Microsoft funded the console Pro League. So when the game first came out in year one, season 1 through the first Invitational, which is the event that I actually won, there was also a console Pro League at the same time. I won on PC. Whereas I think it was Elevate, yeah, they won on console. They actually 10-0'd, which is pretty crazy against Vitality. And we'll actually talk about that in a second, too. But Microsoft originally put up all the money for this league to exist, basically. And I'm pretty sure, this one I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure they also funded the PC League as well, for the fact that they were running it on Console League as well. Basically, they gave Ubisoft the funding for the first year. That one I am not 1,000% sure, but I am 100% sure that the Console Pro League was originally funded by Microsoft. So obviously, yeah. So why is the whole thing about like why did they stop it and stuff like that, that was probably a big reason. I think Ubisoft at this point in this game's history, they could probably afford to fund it on their own and it probably would be fine. But that's we'll get into that in a second as well. So people always talk about how the console Pro League, like VOD from the Invitational, is one of the most highly viewed games of all time. Well, the biggest reason for this is it was a pretty crazy game. It was like a 10-0. And it's also the last competitive event that console ever had to play. So, obviously, it's going to retain a lot of views. People want to go back and see the last console, like, pro play that there was at the Invitational. So, it's going to have a lot of views. So, for the viewership portion of that, I don't think it really matters. I mean, at the time when the VODs and stuff came out, it was mostly just kind of because of the 10-0 that the VOD had some views and stuff like that, which was pretty crazy. But console Pro League consistently got way, way, way worse viewership. It really sank the viewership of Pro League and hurt the original growth of it in the beginning. And I've also heard people say, like, okay, well, what about Jinxie? Jinxie's like a huge content creator, which I also did a 1v1 with him. If you want, you can go back and check. It's my last video that I did. I think that Jinxie is an amazing content creator. I like his stuff a lot. But I think the thing is with him is he's just a very entertaining guy. I could watch him play Rainbow Six. I could watch him eat a sandwich. Like, he's going to make anything interesting. I don't think it's necessarily an argument for a console Pro League particularly. But yeah, if you're going to hold some form of pro gameplay, I don't think you could have two platforms because you'll have people that are confused. You'll have people that are fans of the console Pro League coming in and being like, well, what is this? I don't, want to watch PC. There will be some people that are that way, and it confuses them and turns them off. And there's a much larger player base. I actually kind of did some, unofficial polling and stuff like that. In my own chat and stuff like that, which could be, biased for sure. But from basically what I've seen from the numbers and stuff, the console Pro League always used to do way worse viewership-wise. The viewership was roughly like a quarter of the PC Pro League, and I know because I used to play, and I used to still watch the console Pro League. I used to, want to support. I'm also going to be doing a video pretty soon on everything wrong with Pro League, because there's a lot wrong right now, where there used to be a lot more hype before for games, and it's kind of not been as hype, especially with the most recent major and stuff going on. But yeah, basically R6 obviously has no auto aim, right? That's what differentiates it. People will point to like Call of Duty having their Pro League on console. Well, they have heavy auto aim. And as impressive as somebody could be on controllers, I've seen some people that are absolutely nuts on controllers. You know, the best PC players will probably consistently still be better than the best console players. It's just harder to aim without any auto aim or auto correction on console. It is what it is. There's a reason that mouse and keyboard on console is considered cheating for Rainbow Six Siege, right? It's because it's just that much better. Even in that where there's input delay and stuff like that when you use mouse and keyboard on console. By the way, glad mousetrap's working decently well. And also, here's another thing too. If someone's really good on console, they can transfer over to PC and play with no issue. A lot of the best professional players actually originally started on console. That's something that people don't understand. So like I was saying in the beginning, how we're all Siege players, right, at the end of the day, I don't think that console... Like I said, each platform has its pros and cons. On PC, we constantly have to deal with cheaters, but I do think it provides the best mechanical gameplay for the viewing experience. And that's why, you know, a lot of people, it's just a matter of fact, a lot of people on Twitch are going to watch PC gameplay, but they're not going to watch console gameplay. I've even had a bunch of people who play console that said they would only watch a PC Pro League. Now, that being said, that's not to say that there shouldn't be any tournaments for console. What they could do is they could have actual tournaments that are run by Ubisoft, or at least funded by Ubisoft, and they could actually have casters and stuff for them, right? I'm sure there's people that would, you know, be willing to do casting for Console Pro League. They could start a channel, or they can use like the Rainbow Six Bravo channel. They have a second channel for the Rainbow Six channel, and they can make a Rainbow Six Bravo channel and display, you know, some Pro League games on that channel, or, you know, whatever. A tournament is not necessarily Pro League, so it's not confusing. Smaller tournaments, stuff like that, right? Things like that could definitely help out a lot. Basically, though, final thoughts. Just thank you guys very much for watching the videos and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you guys like the new format and stuff like that. Let me know what you think. If you disagree with me, you know, leave a comment. I will try to respond to it as best I can. If you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate if you drop a like, too, to help with the YouTube algorithm. Check out, obviously, all the socials. I stream on Twitch every day, our sponsors, and how to get my in-game Rainbow Six charm. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.